What is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We're back on Twitter today for the full League of Legends patch 10.16 changes. Yesterday we had a video just talking about all the different champions and runes and the new champion coming out and all that. Ugh, I don't like that. What is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have the full League of Legends patch 10.16 notes for you guys. I know yesterday we had just all the different champions and kind of like a rough outline of what this patch is going to be, but today we have the full changes and it's really exciting because it is a huge patch. There is a lot of small changes going on, but there's so many small changes that there's just so much on the screen, so much to talk about, so much to take a look at, and it's going to change the game, it's going to change the meta, and that's always exciting, that's always refreshing. So we're going to be running through all the changes, giving my thoughts and opinions, all of that stuff. Before we get in this video today, I just wanted to let you guys know that we recently unlocked channel memberships for just a couple dollars a month. You can help support me, my channel, my content if you enjoy what we do here. If you get any value from any of the videos I make, consider becoming a channel member today, and in return you'll receive some member exclusive, member only perks that should hopefully be pretty cool for you guys as well. But again, just consider becoming a channel member today. You can click the join button below. With that being said, here we go, getting into today's video. Again, the League of Legends patch 10.16 full notes. This patch should be coming out in about 8 days. I think it should be next Wednesday, I believe the patch usually comes out. Even though these patch notes are coming out a day early on a Tuesday, I'm assuming this will still come out next Wednesday. Here we go, getting into the Nimbus cloak nerf. The movement speed is going from 15 to 35% to 10 to 30%. 5% movement speed, it's a solid nerf. It's not going to make Nimbus Cloak bad. I think it's still, Nimbus Cloak's still going to do everything you want it to do. It's still going to keep you safe, let you run people. If you're a jungler, it's going to let you run people down. If you're a mid laner, AD carry, it's going to let you run away. Darius is still going to be busted with it. It's a nerf, but I don't think it removes it from being useful. I think we're still going to see it a ton in professional play. I think it's still going to be really good in solo queue on a lot of different champions. Then we have the nerfs. They're focusing on pro for summer playoffs and worlds because this is going to be the summer playoffs patch for all the professional leagues. Volibear, he's getting a Q movement speed reduction, 15 to 35% to 10 to 26%. Again, 5% movement speed reduction early, 9% late. The later it does seem a lot bigger than early. I'm sure Volibear will still be decent though, at least jungler and top. He's a nice little flex pick too. Syndra, another nerf for her. It seems like they nerf her every single patch. This is a later game nerf for her. She's getting her Q damage reduced from 70 to 230 to 70 to 210. At least won't hurt her laning phase or anything. There's been a lot of early game nerfs focused towards Syndra. I'm sure she's still going to pop up in pro play. She's still so good, so flexible. But just more nerfs and nerfs and nerfs. She's going to be worse in solo queue when she's already not that good with assassins and stuff running around everywhere. Nocturne mid getting his passive cooldown increase from 10 to 14 seconds, and his passive basic attacks against monsters and champs refund is going from 2 to 3 seconds. So that should actually be a pretty meaningful nerf to Nocturne mid. His passive auto attack does allow him to clear the waves really easily, allows him to clear pretty much for free and then roam a ton. So it's just going to make it a little harder for him to push and roam. Again, it's not going to make him completely terrible, it's not going to gut him, but it could drop his win rate a solid amount. Karthus, they nerfed him, or they buffed him so much last patch for no reason. Obviously this patch they're going to have to nerf him. It just seems so weird that they buffed him up just to nerf him, but they got to sell skins. Q AP ratio going from 35% to 30%. That's going to hurt him everywhere. It's going to hurt him jungle. It's going to hurt him mid. It's going to hurt him AD carry. I don't know. We'll have to see. He's kind of like a fringe pick in competitive play right now. We've seen him jungle, but he's a good jungler. He doesn't really do much though, so you're proactive, like playmaking junglers don't really want to play him. We didn't see him much AD carry or mid. Still going to be really good in solo queue, but I don't think we're going to be seeing him in professional play, especially after nerfs if we didn't see him after buffs. Kha'Zix's getting that Q isolation bonus damage from 120 to 110%. I think that makes sense. They probably overbuffed him a little bit. We saw him in professional play a little bit. He's very strong in solo queue. He'll still be playable. He'll still be good. Sett, who is a professional staple. He can go top, jungle, mid, and support. He definitely needs some nerfs. W damage going from 80 to 180 to 80 to 160, so just 20 damage removed later on. And then the E damage, he's actually losing 40 damage later on. I think Sett's still going to be fine. They're just nerfing him later in the game when I think you pick Sett to have a really safe laning phase. You're not picking him as like a scaling pick or anything. He's still really safe with his W shield and stuff. Yeah, I don't think this hurts him too much for professional play. Obviously, it's going to make him weaker, but again, you're not really picking Sett for the damage or the late game anyway. So it's kind of a weird nerf to me. Karma getting her Q mana cost in, from 50 to 70 to 65 is going to hurt her early, but it'll be a little bit better for her late. And the Q cooldown is going up by 2 seconds. Right now, she's like a triple flex, top, mid, and support. Make her a little bit easier to punish, make her mana cost go up a little bit, not get as many spell spams and stuff. Be interesting to see what happens with her in the professional meta. Ashe getting her Q attack speed of 20 to 60%, 20 to 40%. Nice little nerf for her, but again, the thing about her, she can just spam W, slow you so much, poke you so much. Her ultimate's so good. So I don't know, kind of an interesting nerf. Bard getting his base HP lowered a little bit, make him a little easier to punish, a little weaker in lane. And then his W full power heal is losing some healing capability, so give him less sustain, give his partner less sustain, lowering his base health. Also, it'll make him a lot easier to punish in lane. But he's a really, really amazing playmaking support. And yeah, he just kind of roams all over the map and takes over the whole game. Kind of annoying to play against. And then we have Nautilus, who his W-based shield is being decreased a little bit. I think that makes sense. He can just get really, really tanky, especially with Aftershock and stuff. And again, he'll just be a little easier to kill now. But that's all the nerfs. That is, what, like 10 different nerfs going on, which is pretty crazy. And then in the buff section, we have even more stuff. So we just have a ton of stuff to talk about still. But we'll start knocking it out. Talking about the buffs. Ziggs, I'm like running out of breath. Ziggs is getting his passive AP ratio from 30 to 50% to 50% all the time, and passive damage to towers going from 200 to 250%. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's going to make him do some more damage. I don't know if we'll see him in professional play, but he'll definitely be good in solo queue, especially in mid lane. Also, tower damage helps him in the bot lane a lot. We might see Ziggs 80 carry coming back. Akali, her E damage going from physical to magic damage. That'll be interesting. That'll obviously make her a little bit better. It's going to help her out because she builds mostly AP items and stuff. It'll also help with like magic pen, things like that. This should be pretty interesting. Neeko, her Q initial damage from 70 to 250 to 80 to 260. Help her have a little bit of poke, a little bit more presence in lane and stuff. And the Q bloom damage increased as well. So it's actually 2 buffs to her Q, which is going to make her poke hurt a lot more. Veigar getting his base MR increased by 2. I don't think that should do that much for him. Obviously, it makes him a little bit easier to survive in lane phase and stuff, but he's still very scary against like 80 assassins and stuff. And we got a ton of like Zed and stuff running around in solo queue, and I don't think it makes him necessarily pick in professional play. Yasuo getting his base MR increased by 2, and his R bonus AD ratio increased from 150 to 175%. I don't know. He's been kind of not the best pick in solo queue recently. He's been a very strong AD carry, kind of a weak mid laner. Obviously, those are 2 nice buffs for him. We'll have to see. I'm never a fan of Yasuo buffs. I know there's a ton of people that really want Yasuo buffs. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Again, I don't think that gets him into professional play. Maybe with like a Gragas Yasuo, but outside of that, I still don't think he's too good. But I think he'll probably be really annoying in solo queue like Yasuo always is. Fiora getting her Q cooldown increased by 3 seconds early, 2 seconds late. That seems pretty massive. And her Q refund on hitting an enemy going from 60 to 50%. She's kind of really strong in solo queue already and a fringe professional play pick. This could put her over the top to maybe being a good professional play pick in certain like counter picks and stuff. I wouldn't say she's ever going to be blind pickable, but I think it makes her really good for solo queue. And Fiora is somebody you guys should probably try out. Jack's getting his E cooldown reduced early. That's going to be so nice for him. Helps him play safe early. He can, if he gets time to scale, if he finishes 3-4 items, the game's over. He's an absolute monster. But you have those opportunities to punish him early. But if his E cooldown is up even more often, you're going to have less time to punish him. And yeah, it's going to make him really good. Again, I don't think that puts him in a professional play, even though we have seen I think we saw a Jax pick either last week or the week before in the LCS, or maybe it was the LEC. But I don't think he's going to be like a regular top lane pick or anything like that. But again, solo queue, he's going to be a monster. Evelynn lane flex, her Q cooldown is going from 8 seconds to 4 seconds, which is a huge buff. And then they removed the Q refunds 50% of its cooldown when it hits a monster. Trying to push her into lanes, I assume she would be a mid laner rather than a top laner. Maybe she have some good top lane matchups. I'm not really sure. This is definitely a pick that I'm going to be trying out. I'll probably make a video about it. But I do think it's interesting that they are trying to push her more towards the lane. Because usually they're all about pushing laners into the jungle, but now they're kind of pushing a jungler into lanes. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm not sure how well her lane phase is or anything. Nothing I've ever tried out or seen before, but we're gonna try it out and let you guys know. Hecarim, who I've seen top lane and jungle, is already a pretty strong pick in solo queue. Getting his E movement speed increased from 25 to 75 to 25 to 100%. Hecarim's all about flying around the map, being even faster. That'll definitely help him. Skarner getting his Q mana cost reduced from 15 to 10, and his Q total AD ratio getting increased from 0.15 to 0.2. I think that's nice. People like building like that damage and stuff on Skarner, but if he has garbage AD ratios, then it's really not worth it. You have to build tank, and building tank on Skarner is just kind of lame, and you get easily kited and stuff, and you can't really get onto people, and if you do, you can't even one-shot them or anything. So I like when they increase AD ratios. I think that's how Skarner probably should be played. But they're kind of pushing more towards a tank Skarner recently. Tristana, new, her E damage is increased by 1% per 2% crit chance. That's an interesting buff to me. Again, I don't know if that makes her better as a solo laner or better as an ADC or what exactly they're even trying to do with her. But seems like a lot more damage for Trist. It seems like it should be fun to play. Should be interesting. Can't wait to see what people try to do with her. Lucian getting a base damage increase from 85 to 225 to 95 to 235, and the R shots are going to do additional damage as well, going from 20 to 30 to 24 to 36. Again, more damage on Lucian, giving him more damage early on both the Q and the ultimate. It's going to be good for him. He's going to be able to bully lane more. That's another pick where is this going to make him better in top and mid, or is this going to make him a viable AD carry? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Misfortune getting her base AD from 50 to 52. That'll make her better in the early game, obviously, which is what you want to do as Misfortune. You're trying to bully out. Morgana getting her Q cooldown reduced by 1 second. It shouldn't matter too much. She's already pretty good in solo queue and in professional play as both a mid laner and a support. And then Rakan getting his R movement speed increased from 50% to 75%. That seems like a pretty big buff to me. And we've seen Xayah come back in the meta a little bit as an Ashe counter. Rakan getting paired up with her, obviously, getting some buffs too. Rakan is going to make him see some more play. Also, finally, they left this off this one, but they had it in the last patch, that this is going to be the release of Yone also coming in this patch. So we have like 25 changes. We have 1 rune change. We have a new champion. So much stuff going on. Definitely the biggest patch of the year, and definitely some really exciting stuff in here. Some huge champions like Akali, Yasuo, Fiora, Jax, Lucian, Tristana, champions that a lot of people love to play. A ton of champions getting nerfed, Kha'Zix, Nocturne, Syndra, Voli, like a ton of stuff going on, but some really, really exciting stuff. And again, if you're a fan of League of Legends, you like seeing changes, you like seeing a ton of stuff going on because it's refreshing, even though you might not want to see the meta change too much or your favorite champion get buffed or nerfed or whatever. It's always cool to keep the game fresh, and there's a lot going on, a lot to digest. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment down below. Which change are you most excited for? What did Riot get right? What did they get wrong? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to update on the latest content. Definitely consider becoming a channel member today. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.